You know I was going to talk about this situation. You know. Wagwan Internet is Mr. Menziah here. And Inaros Prime is on the horizon at the moment. And there's a lot of controversy around it. So, for those people who came to my channel because of Ghost Recon, Breakpoints, and Day Zero Gaming, I also talk about Warframe. Warframe is a game I've been playing for 2 years straight, and I am very passionate about this game. I love it to bits. And basically, we're talking about a controversy, and it's not even a real controversy. I think the community are being hypocrites, and some people, not everyone, but some people are being hypocrites or just being entitled. So, every once in a while, or every 3 months, we get a new primed Warframe. So a primed Warframe is basically a better version of the original Warframe. So every Warframe eventually will have two versions, the regular or the prime. Unless you're Excalibur, we have the regular Excalibur and we have Excalibur Prime, which is no longer in the game. It was exclusive to the people who are the founders of Warframe. So they gave, you know when you do like a fundraiser to start a new game. I believe that's how Warframe started, and people paid to see Warframe get into the position that it is in now. And they got Excalibur Prime, and it's only exclusive to those people who basically were founders. And then we have Excalibur Umbra, which was a part of one of the quests in Warframe. Other than that, we have no three types of Warframes. We've only got two, which is the regular and the prime. Loads of people are quite upset because Inaros Prime is coming out before Menziah Prime. And I honestly feel this is just petty behavior, honestly, on my part, because other Warframes have had their prime schedule changed about, and I didn't hear anybody say shit. Like, from what I've noticed, maybe they have in the past and I didn't notice it, but I didn't hear people say shit, fam, until now. And I feel like, how do you think the people who had to wait for their Warframe an extra 3 months felt? Like, to me, it's a bit of a situation of, it happens, bro. Like, they switch it up every once in a while. Why are you getting into such a hissy fit about it? You just gotta wait 3 extra months, which we don't even know, because like Inaros Prime got leaked. Even though the leaks have been right all of the time, it's a leak. It's not official. Maybe we'll get Menziah if people complain loud enough, which I'm going to get to in a moment. Maybe it will happen. I don't know. But I feel a lot of the people who are complaining are just being entitled, because other Warframes got primed before they were supposed to, and nobody said shit. I didn't see nobody say fuck all, fam. So when it's a Warframe that people that really enjoy, they don't say nothing bad. But when it's a Warframe that isn't as popular as another, people get upset and get all in their feelings because they aren't getting what they want. So to me, I'm sitting there like, I get it. You want Menziah Prime, but there are people who also want Inaros Prime, fam. Yes, maybe people who have played as Menziah may have waited longer to get Menziah Prime, but how do you think other people felt when it came down to other Warframes, fam? Some Warframes in the past have gotten their releases switched up, but I didn't hear none of you complain in the way that you're doing now. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just noticing this now, because to me, like, a lot of the Warframes I actually don't play as, like, I'm an Ashe and an Inaros main, innit? But to me, I'm sitting here like, you didn't say shit when other Warframes, you know, got rescheduled, but when it's someone that you like the most, everybody wants to complain. And I understand not everybody plays as Inaros or likes Inaros, and that's completely fine. Like, there's over 50 Warframes in the game. You can't expect everybody to like the same Warframes. That's absolutely fine. And I actually do feel like Inaros isn't really like the most banging, like when it comes down to like all of the abilities. Like he isn't the most outstanding Warframe, you know, like he's just a tank. He's just good at not dying. Like Inaros is the guy who's got the most health points in the game, and his abilities are basically catered around survival. I'm into that. I love tanky characters in games. I did it on Destiny, I did it on Warframe, and I've done it with other games as well. But I feel at the same time, why are everybody complaining, saying it's supposed to be this schedule, but when other Warframes came out of their schedule, you didn't say nothing? Or you just don't like Inaros? Now, real talk, all you have to do is wait 3 extra months, or maybe even less than a week, or maybe just over a week. Do you get what I'm saying? So at the same time, I feel like people are just being really petty in this situation, because how do you think other people felt? And going and thinking, complaining loud enough, you'll get what you want. And this is the part where I was talking about the community complaining. It's like, I've noticed, and this is even before this whole Prime situation, the community complains like until they get what they want a lot. Like, it's happened a lot, and I think loads of people can back me on this. When it came down to arbitrations, when it first came out, I really enjoyed it, and I know a lot of people, like hardcore players, enjoyed it. Then the people who don't want to put effort into their builds, or people who don't know how to make a good build, complained because they kept dying and they had to get kicked out of the game mode. So if you've played Destiny before, for example, you know the Nightfall, that's basically what arbitrations was. Arbitrations is a game mode where if you die, you get kicked. Originally, that's how it was, but it was an endless game mode. It was basically, how long are you going to stay in here until your clock tick or your heart gives out, basically. That's what the game mode was. Fight until you can survive, until you could survive, you know? And loads of people didn't like that. So, do you know what DE did? They took away the stakes out of the game mode, and now you can revive teammates. So they took out all the stakes and the difficulty from arbitration. I still play arbitrations on a daily basis, don't get me wrong. I do enjoy it, but it's not hard anymore. Like, real talk, I don't even have to play as an Inaros to get to wave 50 on an arbitration. I don't have to. Like, real talk, I play as Ashe quite often now. I've been playing as Ashe Strong for about 6 months, and I can do just as well without an Inaros. Now, the same thing has happened again with this new hard mode, which is coming to the game. Loads of people have been asking for hard mode, from what I've heard, since 2015, and it's 2020. They finally get hard mode, then they complain hard mode was too hard. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Is they complain, well, not everybody does, like I'm just saying, there's a very vocal amount of people in the community until they complain to get what they want, before most people even get to test it for themselves. So like the PC man them get everything first. Obviously they get like the beta version of everything, so like the buggy version, and then we get without, well, there's always bugs in Warframe, but like the less buggy version of it. And I honestly feel like this is how the community is just going to start like moving now. They feel they could just complain to get what they want until they get it. And I think that's what's going to happen with Inaros, because people are saying we don't want Inaros, yet there are people who do, and they're not. And I'm not seeing, and they're getting outspoken at the moment, because people just like Menziah, and not a lot of people like Inaros, innit? And I kind of think it's unfair, because there has been situations where the less popular Warframe got primed before the more popular Warframe, and nobody said shit, from what I noticed. Maybe they did. I just think this is hella petty. You're still gonna get Menziah and that, but I think the community are just stuck in this situation where DE don't like getting any sort of backlash at all, so they'll basically just complain to get what they want, and that's what's happening right now again. And people are saying no, this is justified. Like, how is it justified? You didn't say shit when another Warframe got primed beforehand. Do you get what I'm saying? So to me personally, I feel like, yeah, I get you. You're excited for Menziah, but there are also people who were excited for Inaros, and there were other people that were excited for other Warframes, but maybe their Warframe got pushed back while another one got pushed forward. It happens, bro. It happens. So, in my opinion, I kind of feel a certain way. It's like, wow. It's like, you guys don't give a shit about Inaros, and that's fine. But what about the people who do? Or why weren't you saying this when the first Warframe that got released out of schedule? Why didn't you say anything back then? Because this could have been prevented if you just stuck to your guns and basically be like, no, this Warframe is supposed to come out first. When it first happened, you didn't do that. So to me, I kind of feel like, wow, you lot feel Menziah's more important. He should come out first. And Inaros is less important. He should come out afterwards. That's how I see things at the moment. That's how I'm seeing it. Because I see people's opinions online and that, and they're like, I wanted Menziah. It's like, yeah, but this has happened before and you didn't say shit. So why is it Menziah's more important and Inaros isn't, just because you don't like him? Like, other people do enjoy other Warframes too, you know. Just because you like a certain Warframe, it doesn't mean he should come out first. Because if you wanted it to be the proper schedule or based on how it was released, why didn't you say nothing? Why didn't you say nothing? Because you could have said, like, no, stick to the original schedule years ago, but none of you did that. Because when it's a Warframe that is convenient to the majority, they don't complain. But when it's a Warframe that isn't, they complain, and they will constantly complain until they get what they want. And that's how I'm seeing it. Because it's like, there's been other Warframes that have come out of schedule. You could have said something, but you didn't. But at the end of the day, fam, this is just a leak, innit? It's just a leak. Inaros might get delayed because of all of the backlash, and you know how DE are. They will constantly bend the knee to people who scream the loudest. That's how it's been moving, and no one can tell me I'm wrong about that, because they've been doing it for the last 2 years, and it gets on a lot of people's nerves, because there are people who are out here who know how to do certain stuff in the game, or who know Wagwan, and there are people who don't want to know Wagwan and feel they should do whatever it is they want to do without putting the most effort into it. This is the problem with Warframe. It's like there's no difficulty in the game. Like, even hard mode, which we finally got the hard mode, people complained about it was too hard. So I kind of feel like it's going to happen with Menziah and Inaros. People are just going to complain and complain and completely disregard Inaros because they want their Warframe first. That's how it's gonna go. And honestly, if that happens, I'm just like, man, don't even want to fuck with the community like that, because all it is complain until you get what you want. Like, real talk. Like, people call me a fucking shill, but it's like, bro, I don't make videos and just complain. I give criticism, and I give objective criticism. That's what I do. Like that. Like, this ain't a job, but it's my responsibility to do that, innit? Like, I was someone who liked Scarlet Spear. The majority didn't. They called me a white knight. It's like, no, I had fun. There is problems with Scarlet Spear, for example, and Rear Tier Tier. But with the community, a lot of people just can't seem to do that, and they complain. But anyway, that's all I've really got to say for this whole video. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, because we're going to still get both eventually anyway. Like, get Menziah and Inaros Prime. But I honestly feel like this is a really hypocritical situation to be in. Because, people could have said something when the first Warframe came out of schedule, but they didn't. But when it's a Warframe of convenient, it's okay. But when it's not, they start complaining. That's basically the point I was trying to make. And to me, the community keeps doing this even outside of that, and it gets on my nerves. Because, like, honestly, it makes me feel like I don't even want to fuck with the community like that, because I can't stand the constant complaining, and there's very little criticism. And like, this is basically what goes on. Like, don't be real. Like, don't be daft now. Like, I'm not saying this happens all the time. Like, all the complaining isn't justified. Don't even go there with me. There are some genuine reasons in Warframe to complain, but when it's over something like this, this isn't a reason to complain. This has happened before, and you didn't say fuck all, but now you want to complain and act like it's a bad thing. But you didn't say shit when it happened with other Warframes, innit? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying all the complaints are all, like, unjustified. No. Don't run off with that. But what I'm saying is, like, this whole situation of being upset, you should have said something, and it's happened before, and you still didn't say nothing. So, that's all I have to say in this situation. But yeah, thanks for watching the video. And like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, or don't. And I will see you in the next one. Take care.